Morning. Morning, 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 morning. Look, so many of you already there. Look, scrolling back. Morning, 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 Sarah Dean, Janine Amory, Pink Indy, Eleni Coleman, Trish Thompson, Granier, is it? Granier Scarlett, Janine Amory, Katie Johnston. How are we all doing? Let me pull you up. Right, we have a bit of a different one today. It's just me, I'm afraid, because Nads is running through her lines for a commercial that we are shooting here for the charity WaterAid. You'll see all about the behind the scenes of it for the vlog. Obviously, we can take advantage of the fact that we have a broadcast camera, someone who has a production company, so we can shoot the whole thing here. So that's good. So we're shooting that in fact, we're shooting that in about 55 minutes, and it'll be all over every single platform. Nikki Thompson, what do you think of what Trump said? Is this about being able to inject? What was it that he said? He said something ridiculous, didn't he? Coronavirus. Have a look. Trump. Didn't he say you could inject Dettol or off to get some extra bleach and Dettol? Outcry after Trump suggests injecting disinfectant. I had a look at the actual words of what he was saying. Not that I'm an apologist at all, but was he actually saying that? Wasn't he saying, can we not? If I think what he was saying, because he's a germaphobe, like he has massive sort of issues with germs. But yeah, I think he was trying to. I think what he mistakenly was trying to suggest, and I'm giving him a get out of jail card here, is if disinfectant's that efficient outside the body, is there a way of finding a way of doing what disinfectant does in the body? But he ended up saying inject disinfectant. I mean, you've got to be careful, Donald. You've got to be careful. Nads is, as I just said, she's rehearsing and running through her lines. We're set up in the lounge for to shoot a commercial for a charity WaterAid, incredibly important charity. Whilst we're all being encouraged to wash our hands, the vast majority of people on the planet don't even have enough water to drink, let alone wash their hands with. So yeah, so we're just in the process of doing that. We're going to shoot that in about 55 minutes. So she's just in there making sure she's got all her lines right and saying the right thing and all that kind of stuff. So so I've just been setting up this morning, setting up the camera, setting up microphone, sound and all that, because we can shoot it all ourselves. But yeah, what did I pop in the title? Did anyone else see the news? You know these tests, right? Couple of things. Did anyone else know this? No, you're right, Ellen H. She doesn't seem that intelligent. But I do think sometimes, I think there's a rush to always suggest that what he's saying, I mean, I'm sure Trump wouldn't inject stuff into himself, but the way he said it was so bloody stupid. Boris is much better. Apparently he's going to be back at work on Monday. Back at work on Monday. Do you think that's a bit too soon? Aren't most people supposed to be off for a bit longer? Don't know. Tests of... So these tests that Matt Hancock mentioned yesterday that you could phone in for essential workers and key workers, I missed the caveat that key workers and essential workers can only apply for these tests if they're already either diagnosed or are self-isolating because they believe they have the coronavirus. Am I right in that? So that suggests that the vast majority of people who already think and assume they've got it are going to get tested to find out that they've definitely got it. So it's not necessarily new news to them. Is that right? And apparently the appointments, as you say, Hilary Weeks, but also the testing kits have all sold out and gone within the first 2 minutes of the government website launching. So they're re-steering people back to the test centres. Is that right, Helen H? Yes, I am right. On the test for key workers are only available in England. Wales got for really, Keris? They haven't said the same for Wales. Shocking, isn't it? So correct me if I'm wrong. Am I being stupid here? The announcement yesterday was that we can get tests to people who are pretty confident they've already had it. So why are we testing them? Is that a more useful test would be, and I realise that there are problems with this, a more useful test for those people who believe they've had it would be the antibodies test, no? Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't work out if am I missing a part of the logic here? Huh? The government keeps saying they have the capacity. Yeah, am I right, Katie Brown? I mean, I'm not being facetious. I'm genuinely. We do need the anti. Yes, it does seem a bit. Yeah, doesn't it? Lily Clayton, she's rehearsing lines for a charity ad that we're shooting. You're as confused. Nessie Dem, just received the text to invite me for a COVID test. On our way to Bristol Airport this afternoon, but not for a holiday. We'll update you. Best wishes, Nessa. Okay, well, that's good. Are you being tested because you believe you've had it? And if you've had it and you don't have it, okay, here's another question. Here's another question. If you've had, say, 3 weeks ago, you self-isolated and you had the virus, and you get one of these tests because you're a key worker or an essential worker, and antibodies are an issue, and you're not tested for antibodies, isn't there the possibility the test will come through as negative, but you've had it? I just don't understand. It does feel a bit confusing. Anyway, so tests, I think home tests have already run out, sold out. I think appointments are running out rapidly. Yeah, so and then something else, and then Donald Trump was inferring, I think, more than, or kind of seemed to be suggesting that injecting disinfectant could be a way forward. I genuinely, I'm not saying this again, I'm not an apologist from at all, but I genuinely don't think he was saying that. I can see why the press have run with it, but I think he was just saying, can we find something equivalent to the efficiency of disinfectant to inject in the body? And I think, yeah, I mean, some stupid people could well read that as, let's go down to the supermarket and inject disinfectant. Exactly, Louise K. So if you've already had it, I don't know. I tell you what my worry about all of this is that the government are coming out and saying things. They're saying sentences with the word tests in it, and the suggestion that everyone can get them without really thinking through what the point of any of it is, whether they can deliver on it, and whether there's any logic to it. It feels like we're just saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff. Shelley Moss, that's a great expression. You've been hidden with that phrase. I'm going to show it because I love it. I haven't used it. I'm going to use that, actually. Thanks, Shelley. Cockwomble. It's a good one. Thank you, Total Storm Addict. I hope you're out there. I hope you're doing well finding your gold. You ended up with 72 grams. Brilliant. It's been one day home and I missed the bush already. Bless you. Clarity, clarity, clarity. The government want to say it for good news. Yeah, exactly, Shelley. I mean, here's the thing. We all want good news, but we're not stupid. And yet, we're not stupid, but I bought into this yesterday as good news. Nadia came over last night and said, oh, it sounds like good news. And I just feel a bit of spin is going on here. You're right, Heidi Lawrence, telling us things to try and make us feel better. In fact, I feel worse now. Well, what rapidly follows this fool's gold, no pun intended, Total Storm Edit, but what follows this fool's gold is a massive sort of deflation. So I feel sort of optimistic, and then you wake up the next day and you sort of unpack it all a bit. Or you see the first headline, the notification that came in on my phone 10 minutes ago was, or half an hour ago was, government sold out of tests. And then I was led to think, I just don't understand who's these tests are for. And then when I said to Nadia, do you know these are only for people who think they've had it? She was like, oh, I thought it was for all. I mean, I could understand here's what I would understand. If all key workers and essential workers weren't getting tests to see if they were positive, that doesn't seem necessary. But if they were all getting tests for antibodies, am I right? They're bamboozling me, the government. And I tell you what we missed last night, Chris Whitty. You see, I think Chris Whitty is potentially telling us about things as they are, and they've moved him off the podium because he's not towing the spin doctor's line. Do you agree? Grania Kelly, they're just trying to trick us into something is being done. I agree. It's kind of, as they say in the trade, smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Elizabeth Gordon's got a witty ditty. There once was a Professor Whitty who talked to us all from the city. His advice is to stay safe at home all the day, even though this makes us feel shitty. Very good. I agree with you, Mark. Sarah, the test seems pointless because it only tells you if you have it on that day, I think. I want to know if I have had it and if I am that. Precisely. What is the point of any testing system for anyone in the working population or non-working population who gets told that on that day you have or haven't got it? What's the good of that at all? Because we don't even know how long immunity is there for. It's only me. Whitty is speaking frankly, ministers are sugarcoating everything. I entirely agree. Mandy Nanny, he's too honest for his own good. Michelle Hughes, but we still don't know if we're immune. Sue Allen, that won't work. My friend has had it twice. Well, no, does such a test exist is the critical question. So I do, but what I'm saying is that these, it seems like a pointless process, this testing process. It's all well and good, but well, a vaccine is what we need. More importantly, I think in the short term, we need antiviral drugs that can help get people out of ICU. If you can treat the end, but again, I mean, treating the end doesn't guarantee that you won't get it again. What was the issue with accuracy? Rachel Lloyd saying they were good to see about. Well, yeah, okay. So let's say I thought I had it 3 weeks ago, and I'm a policeman. You send me the test to tell me, it will tell me I haven't got it. Well, I know that because I had it 3 weeks ago. So I also know that by current guidelines, I can actually work as an essential or key worker. What it doesn't tell me, it might tell me if I've got it now still, in which case I stay at home for longer. But then what happens after that? Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you remember Boris Johnson right at the beginning talking about working on it? Now, look, we will all cut the government slack if it's really difficult to get an antibody test up and going. And it's not about like, well, you promised it. I'm not in the business of saying, hey, you promised this. Just don't tell us stuff that you think we're gonna think is good news. I just don't understand it. Will we be out of lockdown before vaccine? Lockdown will have to be. I mean, they're already. The business secretary this morning is talking about car manufacturers. B&Qs are open. I mean, me and Nadia never thought we'd say this, but we're thinking almost of making our Friday night a trip to B&Q. But I'm slightly concerned. I think we may end up just queuing in a socially distanced manner in a car park for 3 hours, which ain't my idea of a fun Friday night, even in lockdown. Cheza Babes, you're absolutely right. We'd all cut government slack if they were just honest with us. And again, I think this is the pressure of having daily freaking briefings, is that there's a feeling that they have to say something. And I do get slightly worried sometimes that they deliver the good news on the night of clap for carers, or potentially good news, or news that they think can be read as good, so that we all feel a lift of morale, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that. But the clap for carers itself does that, I think. And then the following day, I don't know if anyone else has noticed a slight pattern to this. There's a more downbeat and a sort of a more negative kind of reading. I mean, they will have social scientists trying to work out how to manage the news flow on this. You know that they will have people there going, right, what we have to do is we have to keep the morale up, and then we have to be a bit realistic. I don't believe a lot of what comes out of Matt Hancock. A couple of people we know really like Matt Hancock. I haven't got a lot of time for him at all. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd rather Boris was there. I love Rishi Sunak. Did I get it right? I love Rishi Sunak. Caroline Rose, you've just pissed on my Friday night. B&Q only open 8 till 5. I was going to do a bit of tango dancing around the screws section, you know, sort of, you know, the screws and hammers and nuts and bolts. I heard from one newspaper there is a new strain. Is that right, Mark? I don't know about that. Matt Hancock, Henrietta Henson. Let's show that. Inventive in its ... Selena Lufog, I liked Mankind. I know what you mean. I think I had time for him at the beginning of that. Now I just think there needs to be a really, you need to do this. There you go. Right, guys. You need a bit of Boris rolling up his sleeves, and you need Chris Whitty. Chris Whitty is a great wingman. Chris Whitty needs to be alongside Boris, piloting this ship, and we just need to. Do you know what I mean? We just need to go, look, guys, this is mucky. That's what they need to do. Bring back Boris. Oh, that's reality. You can't go into B&Q. So when they say they're open, they're not open. You can only click. So can we order stuff and then go and collect it? Oh, I see what you mean. Do you think this might be the way it goes? Do you think the retail model of somewhere like Argos? Oh, excuse me for a second. Oh no, Nads can get that. Nads. How about IKEA? Do you think that's going to be the future? Hang on. Can they pop it on the look? Yeah. Hello?
Delivery.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'll just explain to them what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Said you love. We're just we're trying to rationalise the entire test logic, and there is no logic.
There's
we're all
no
establishing.
logic.
No, I mean,
I'll
there's
see you later, guys.
yeah, there's even less
Definitely.
logic than we thought there was.
Don't forget this cooking at 4.
Oh Christ, yeah, I completely forgot about that. Sorry, guess what that was? Delivery of soil. The retail will change, more local businesses being used. Yeah, I think it'll be good for smaller businesses. I think it might be any businesses that can deliver, it might be good. I think any businesses that are click and collect, you know, the Argos thing, I always used to find that fascinating, where you shop in a sort of catalogue. I mean, I know you go into a building and then you'll queue, but you could extend that, couldn't you, where you just go on the catalogue at home and then you just queue outside in your cars. I wonder if we'll just have drive-through shops. I remember going to a garden centre years ago, funny that soils arrived, and they had a drive-through compost collection. It was like McDonald's, but for shit. It's great. I'm hoping the government don't put opening the economy before family and mental health of the nation. No, I know Kerry Sentwhistle, but I think the balance they're going to have to try and strike is where the health and where the mental health and family health of the nation, how that gets impacted by the economy. I think that, you know, look, we're all willing to cut the government slack. There's no easy answers, but don't keep pretending you've got easy answers. I was hoping it was a delivery of my Chris Whitty t-shirt. I want to do a meet and greet with Chris Whitty. I really do. Yeah. I doubt if a Labour government. Yeah, I don't think there's any party politics in this. I don't think a Labour government would have made different mistakes in different ways, and you know, there's no easy route. That's a car. I'm sorry, it's all kicking off all at the same time. I don't know what that sound is. It might be someone reversing into our drive. It might be my car alarm. Can you hear that? So your B&Q is opening next Tuesday. I love Chris Whitty. Who's in charge of who does the briefing? Yeah, who's in charge of deciding who goes out to do the briefing? Is that Dominic Raab? Dominic Raab. Just give it to us straight. Exactly. What's the other thing I want to talk about? So I saw a couple of reports saying, is the sun. Now, did I see something quite senior? Someone quite senior in America suggests that heat, sunlight, the virus doesn't last as long in heat and sunlight. Did I see that? Did I read that? Have I got that right? I think I might have done. And we keep hearing that if there's a resurgence of the disease, a second lockdown will come down firmer and harder. That's what Nicola Sturgeon said in Scotland. She's been quite forthright. Do you think secretly Nicola Sturgeon is trying to use this as I don't mean in a cynical way, but this is a prime opportunity for her to demonstrate how good a leader she is in managing Scotland's affairs, separate to Westminster, I think possibly. Yeah, I heard about heat. You have heard about heat, Sue Johns, Sky Elise. So yeah, if vitamin D is good for all SARS-based viruses, Shelley Moss, that would suggest obviously that's sunlight, isn't it? So Trump's, I heard the virus doesn't do well in that. Yes, morning. The government website has now closed for tests. No, I know, Michelle. No, I was just saying, it's crashed. The website's crashed. UV maybe ruins the RNA in the virus, which is like the DNA of a virus, isn't it, tomorrow? Yeah. I don't think that's right, though, as look at Spain. Well, yes, but I mean, I suppose we always think of Spain as sunny and gorgeous, but not all of Spain is like that, is it, I presume? Greece has got a handle on it. Is Ricky Gervais's Afterlife 2 out today? I hope so. That's so dark and twisted and brilliant. I found myself going down. Have you found yourself going down any wormholes online? One wormhole I ended up going down was watching Russell Brand, who I've got a bit more time for than other people, though he can go off on one. Russell Brand and Ricky Gervais talking about the meaning of life. It's just kind of surreal because there's this weird thing. It's like when I did the AA meetings the other week. I'm going to do another one today, hopefully. It's you're face to face with so many people, aren't you? In a sort of mediated fashion. So you haven't got makeup, you haven't got great lenses. It's like. Joyce Dixon, Nicola Sturgeon's doing a great job here, concentrating on Scotland and not getting involved in party politics. Yeah, I mean, I think inadvertently, Nicola Sturgeon's probably doing a great service to the whole strike for independence movement. She seems quite, head screwed on, quite coherent, John Davison, I live in Glasgow, did not vote for Nicola Sturgeon. I do not want independence, but she's doing a really good job. Yeah, I think most people do feel she is. I think she's leading by example. So anyway, I'm now going to have to head off into the other room, guys, and we're going to shoot this commercial for WaterAid, and it's a really important cause. And yeah, well, hopefully you'll be able to see it on many. I think it's going across all the channels everywhere. So I'm going to see if I can get Twisty into the backer shot, because is it Twisty? No, Forky. Who's Twisty? Twisty. I'm going to get Forky into the backer shot. See if you can spot him. Did you see the Russell Brand interview Joe Wicks? No. Where the hell was that? It's like two of my idols. I'll be in sort of like man crush heaven. Let's hope that they interview Chris Whitty. Hey. Thank you, Gala Carr. Much appreciated. We just want to keep pumping that stuff out there. We've got some great vlog stuff coming up soon. Probably tonight. We're trying to shoot bits and bobs in the garden. I'm going to be Nanny Di. A lot of people asking about Nanny Di. Nanny Di is good. I'm talking to her a lot on the phone. We're going to be doing a Skype with her later, where I will hopefully be able to film her, and she'll have lots of stuff to say. So anyway, guys, lots of love. See you later. Naz will be around for the how are you feeling tonight. Let's have a think about the things. And will there be could there be a second lockdown? Will there be a stronger lockdown? Let's have a think about that. Take care, guys. Have a good day. And don't forget, there's the live cook at 4 o'clock. Bye. Oh, and check out Confessions of a Modern Parent has landed today. It's a good one about the mental health of our teenagers. And the link is below here, but just go to podcasts on iTunes or go to Spotify or go to Global Player and pump it in and have a look. It landed this morning, brand new, 50 minutes of me and Nads chatting. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.